Today, I'm counting down on your top 10 lesbian and women love women films as chosen by you, my viewers. Last year, I made a video about my top 20 films and I asked people to comment on what their favourite films were, and comment you did. And I thought it would be fun to see what your favourite films are based off how often a particular film was mentioned positively by you in the comments, so I counted them. Just to note, while Portrait of a Lady on Fire made the list, I omitted it as I mentioned it in my previous top 20 video, allowing Summerland to come in spot number 10. This film is set in World War II England, following the relationship that develops between Alice, a somewhat embittered writer, with a young evacuee from London. As the movie progresses, we discover that her attitude appears to be the result of a lost lady love that she never quite got over. In spite of herself, she begins to grow attached to the boy, but things get complicated when the boy's father, who is a fighter pilot, dies in battle. A lovely happy ending, no doubt, is one of the reasons that this movie made the list. Jumping to the other side of the war, Amy and Jaguar is based on the true story and book. It's Berlin during World War II when Felice spots Lily. They draw together, both feeling a depth of emotion that shakes them to their core, one that both compels and frightens them. They begin an affair, but as the war progresses, things become more and more dangerous because Felice is hiding the secret that she is Jewish and is part of the underground, even as she works for the Nazi newspaper as a cover. What she doesn't know is that the Gestapo have found her photo on her Jewish friend after she is shot down in the street, and they are searching for her. Jumping back to England, we have Ammonite, and I have to commend you on your fine taste. This made my top list of Women Love Women content for 2020 and wasn't out at the time I made my original top 20 video. When Charlotte is thrust into Mary's care, a reclusive fossil hunter living on the uncompromising English coastline, emotions begin to evolve. Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan turned in a wonderful performance. I love the quiet evolution of their relationship. I was drawn in by the masterful subtlety of the story and performances, even if I did dislike the ambiguous ending. I sense there are a few fans of Willix in the crowd with the next entry. More beautiful for having been broken sees actress Zoe Ventura reprise a sapphic role based on a true story as Mackenzie, an FBI agent with a secret. Freddie is a young wheelchair-bound boy who effortlessly draws her into his orbit, an orbit that then has his mother and Mackenzie cross paths. While they start off on the wrong foot, it evolves into something more lesbian. It's written and directed by Nicole Conn, who also made Claire of the Moon, Elena Undone, and A Perfect Ending. For a complete change of tone, Thelma is a supernatural lesbian coming-of-age film which follows Thelma, who has started at Oslo University in Norway. When she meets Anya, she is smitten, and it seems to be mutual, only she is from a religious background and she struggles with her feelings, a struggle we see play out in dreams, fantasy, and the development of what appears to be an epileptic fit. The lines of reality blur in a way where I was questioning if the supernatural elements were symbolic of her sublimated desire, part of a psychosis, or if they were actually happening for real, which definitely draws the viewer in. Moving on to Toronto, Canada, Below Her Mouth is about Jasmine, who is engaged to be married, but when she spots Dallas, who is repairing the roof next door, a latent desire she has repressed as a teen surfaces again. Dallas, freshly broken up with her latest lover, pursues her, and the ensuing weekend they spend together changes them both more than either expected. This is a film with plenty of pretty full-on sexy time, and while nothing in the storyline is surprising per se, it also includes a sweet love story between the two. Keeping it on the sexy scale, Handmaiden is, in all honesty, not a film that I personally enjoyed. I preferred the source material of Fingersmith, but I can understand why this film made the list. It is exquisitely shot, making it a veritable feast for the eyes with a budget that fully outstrips the more modest miniseries predecessor. It has a sort of sumptuous gothic style that gives a more dangerous, edgy tone than what was portrayed in Fingersmith. The sexual elements of the story are also more explicit, which may be to some people's taste, and I must say, seeing the villains get their just desserts was satisfying because they really were awful human beings. In third position, When Night is Falling follows Camille, who is engaged to be married to a fellow professor at the university, and the next inevitable step appears to be marriage for both her personal life and to secure a promotion as university chaplain. Only when she accidentally mixes up her laundry with the mysterious Rita, she is drawn into a world far removed from the stuffy walls of academia, and she finds herself seduced by Rita and the alternative life that she leads. In second place, Desert Hearts, a veritable classic, was the first film depicting lesbians to offer a happy ending to its ladies. Set in the 1950s, it follows Vivian as she escapes to the countryside following a divorce, only to meet the wild at heart Kay. Fascinated by how she appears to flout all of the expectations of who and what she should be, in spite of herself, Vivian is drawn to her, and a romance blossoms between them. It is a lovely film, and it is a turning point in lesbian film history, so well worth a watch. And here we have it, in first place, I Can't Think Straight. I am not too surprised to see this film taking the top spot. This is the most overtly rom-commy in style, and the chemistry between the leads is lovely. It follows the well-to-do Tala, who is getting ready for a wedding of epic proportions only to meet Layla. An attraction grows into an affair, but unable to face her growing feelings for Layla and fearing the repercussions from her conservative family, Tala breaks things off with Layla, but finds that she can't stop thinking about her. Are you surprised by the top 10 list that you guys came up with? Leave a comment below. If you like this type of content, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Until next time, lady lovers.